is December the 6th. I say these to keep the timeline accurate. So the last few days, you've seen me do a couple of videos that were a little out there. You've also seen me share videos of a live press conference, the press conference itself, another doctor last night, and they all are saying the same things about the iMask Plus protocol, and something that I've been talking about since April 12th. At least some of the protocols, but I know ivermectin's been in there from the beginning. First, thank you last night for Buddha Bar, Anthony Prophet. Everyone that did that is amazing. Kelly, Marie, and all the gang, Kinga. I mean, seeing that patio for Ed is amazing. You know, Eddie Fishbowls. So thank you for that love. I know Ed is looking down and saying, yeah, I appreciate that. There was no one else like Ed that I can think of. He's a one of a kind, and right now, more than ever, we could use someone like Fish. Now, a lot of you, so Ed, I hope you got Jaeger last night, and I hope everyone celebrated your name, and it was an amazing event. So, the videos and stuff that I shared are doctors that have been on the front lines. They are experts, I mean the experts, premier experts in their field in dealing with COVID. Houston was one of the hardest hit, and two of those doctors are experts in running frontline treatment protocols, and they created the Math Plus protocol originally that saved thousands upon thousands upon thousands of lives. And a lot of other hospitals across the country had been adopting that. And if it wasn't for that, you probably wouldn't see half your friends and families and aunts and uncles to this day because of it. So my background in it is a long hauler. After I did my original video, Easter Sunday, where I talked about a drug called indomethacin that saved my life because it acted very similar to another drug where it kept the viral replication to the point where my lungs could get oxygen again. And since then, I've been dealing with a lot of secondary issues with this as a long hauler, which CBS, you know, if you're curious, go to CBS, look up Long Hauler Edition. You'll see they did it 2 weeks ago. Love you too, Aaron. And that'll give you a lot of information on what long haulers are going through. Now, it's on my timeline. On Thursday, I shared the actual live version of it, and then I shared the recorded version of the new updated Math Plus protocol. So Math Plus protocol has been being used for months already. These are the guys that invented it. These are the guys that helped save thousands upon thousands upon thousands of American lives. If you don't believe me, just Google that shit. Now, I was in the studies. I've been in the research groups that these doctors brought up in the press conference. So I've had this information. I've been ahead of the curve with you guys because I've been in the research groups because they brought me into it ever since my very first video. If you think I'm making that up, I've showed it. All you got to do, if you guys are bored, if you're brand new, if you're a long hauler and you're doing videos right now and you're telling your first 16 days of story and you're very, advocate-wise and you're showing how strong you're getting, great. I did the same thing April 12th or whatever weekend that was, trying to help others. But months and months later, now there's long hauler groups. If you watch the show, the Dan the Messenger podcast, you're going to see it says COVID-19 survivor. Well, that's because they didn't have the term long hauler when we created the show on the podcast playground. So it's called Dan the Messenger long hauler COVID-19 survivor, not long hauler. It should be long hauler, but whatever. It's semantics to me these days. I could care less. 2, I've been doing this a hell of a lot longer than the newbies, and get your pound of flesh, get your little attention, but it's not about me, it's about you guys and saving lives. It just is. I've been sharing for months, and if you don't believe it, all you just got to do is go down my Facebook timeline, and you'll see that there's a lot of things going on. So they updated the Math Plus protocol to the iMask Plus protocol, and the I stands for ivermectin. So if you've been following my videos for a while, you're going to go, oh yeah, he's been talking about that drug, ivermectin. Well, these are the guys that get the proof to actually break it down to you. And this is what it's hard for me to understand. There's two sides of you right now to this coin. One side's going, virus is real, we need to do something, they want to lock the entire country down. The other side is, the virus is here, it's not real, we're not going to shut the economy down, and matter of fact, we're not even wearing masks at this moment. Hey, listen, it's a freedom country. You guys can believe whatever you want. It's not for me to tell you what to do. But I can tell you from the science perspective that the thing is going around. It is in its next big wave, and the numbers right now, if you follow the path of the cases going up from 100,000, now we're at 200,000. Well, in the last 4 days, it's gone like this to this. Okay? This. Straight up. And that's why they did the news conference. They see it going this way. And that means there's going to be a lot of new cases. There's going to be a lot of people that are going through the long hauler status. They're going to start filling up the actual hospitals because they've not been getting treatment protocols, and it progresses. And they know this. They stated it very clearly in the press conference. And then the doctor that I shared last night, that doctor, he breaks it down and says it's almost criminal, and I've said the same thing, by not getting ivermectin out to the entire population right this second. It's a generic drug. It's on the WHO's most essential medications. It won a Nobel Peace Prize. They can't find any secondary contraindications other than if you had your kidneys and some if you had some transplants that you need to, stay away. But other than that, it's a bridge. They say it's a bridge to whenever the vaccine is got the evidence and it says it's going to work, that can help save millions of lives. Now, why you guys aren't grasping that part of it, I don't understand. Do you just want to act like the boogeyman is there or not there, and the virus, you're going to escape it when you know it has a high contagion factor and you've seen people around you getting sick and dying? I don't get it. I really don't. But I'll tell you what, as someone who's been a long hauler, who's shared as long as I have, and who's been on doing this on blind faith, and getting my ass kicked every step of the way, not just from doctors not knowing what's going on, but from the insurance companies jacking me around, from workman's comp, stop paying me, from almost being homeless. I have blind faith on this, brothers. I'm gaining a good amount of people who trust me and understand that, this guy might sound like he's off sometimes, but he's not. Like, I might be crazy like a fox. These research groups, they don't play. These are the epidemiologists. These are the virologists. These are the frontline doctors. They're not associated with any pharmaceutical company. They don't give a shit about stocks. They're trying to save lives. These guys were pleading with you guys to share and get the word out, because we have to become our own advocates. There's something off with this. There is something way off when there's a drug that you can get that the doctors won't prescribe, that's on the WHO's essential medications, and that these doctors are saying that this is working. Not only is it working, it's working as a prophylactic, meaning it can help protect you from getting sick. So why press a generic medication which they have no affiliation to, they have no monetary gains, versus Big Pharma, which tends to make billions, if not trillions, off of what's going on with a brand new vaccine they don't know enough about. So I'm not an anti-vaxxer, I'm a long hauler. I said a promise to a friend of mine, I don't have him on right now, that if I could save one friend a day, I would. And Conrad Buchanan, I've been trying. And you guys understand, I know you can look in my face and know I'm not lying. This is a gift. This was a gift that they gave to you guys on Thursday, to the entire world. A gift. Here, take this medication and get rid of this. 4 to 6 weeks, if they got it out to the entire population, this pandemic would be pretty much over. Doesn't mean the virus is going to stop. It just means the contagious factor of it, everybody can have a defense against this, and everyone who's healthy can beat this thing away and not have to suffer all the secondary and third and fourth and fifth events. It's just insane. And the Hispanic and black population, you're 4 times more susceptible to this. You guys elected who you elected. I can't help it. I don't know who is playing what strings. But I'm telling you, all these old school motherfuckers that are in the office, they need out. And if you guys re-voted half of those people have been in for over 30 years. They don't have any of your special interest involved. They only have their special interest involved of lining their pockets. I promise you. Term limits, term limits, term limits. From now on, advocacy part of this is going to be term limits on all Congress and senators. 12 years, that's more than enough time to do what you got to do to be a good citizen of our country, to serve your local communities. Anything longer than that, you become out of touch, you're rich, and the power that you get for it, money and power, the two most things that corrupt all man and human. So something is really off. Patriots, this is our last chance to stand up and fight for what we grew up in as we, the people, the American. I had a frontline worker reach out to me and was very upset because they're forcing the vaccine upon them. Okay, they're not forcing it upon them. They got two options. You either take the vaccine, or you don't take the vaccine. You have to get tested every week, and you have to pay for the test, which is $90. So you got to pay for your test, and you got to wear a mask. And if you so happen to catch COVID, well, you're shit out of luck. Now, that right there is some bullshit. Now, I can tell you what I do know and don't know about the studies. The Eli Lilly study and the Pfizer study, both. People who already had a broken immune system, people that were like long haulers, people that were sick already. If you have a broken immune system, the way these vaccines are going to work is they give you a microdose or smaller dose of something similar to that virus, and then your body responds. Well, if your immune system's already broken and you're already sick as hell, you don't have any more energy to keep fighting an extra virus that you didn't need to fight because you're already fighting the original one. More people were dying in those studies that were sick already than they were saving. That's why they halted them. Don't believe me? Just Google it. You're going to find the stories that are out there. Eli Lilly halts style trials because of Pfizer's halts trials because of XYZ. Miraculously, they got pushed back open and flooding the gates. Now, healthy people, there is nothing in those studies that showed that they were getting sicker from it. That's the only thing they know. Those are the two things that they definitively know. They don't have a zero bit of evidence saying this thing is working. You heard Dr. Fauci, and let me tell you, epidemiologists and virologists, they hate that motherfucker. They hate Dr. Fauci. They hate him with a passion because he's not working the front lines and he's not advocating for anything for early treatments when they know it's the most effective. They hate him for it. They do. So God bless us if he becomes our czar. I don't know what else to do. I really don't. Now, so I'm not anti-vaccine. I'm not pro-vaccine. I'm sure as hell anti-vaccine for anybody who's a long hauler with a broken immune system. That's what's going on with this virus, is it's attacking secondary issues. Once it gets into your system, people who continuously after 30 to 45 days are getting sick, it's because your immune system keeps fighting an enemy it can't see. It keeps fighting different areas because it moves around. It's a very intelligent virus. Don't know how it is, it just is. How do I know for a fact? Because it's done it to me. It's done it to thousands upon thousands upon thousands of long haulers in these groups. And if you don't believe me, just Google long hauler, get into one of the groups and watch these people. Now, there are percentages of long haulers, and this is where we got to unite. I mean, all people need to unite. Frontline doctors, medical workers, congressmen, senators. If you guys have any stitch of balls left in you, you're going to stand up and fight and not try to worry about lining your pockets, because if you're going to put off a mass, allow a good portion of our population to go down, then that's going to be blood on your hands. And I'm telling you, patriots around the world, around our country, aren't going to put up with it. You're going to see some serious craziness happen in 2021. It's going to make 2020 look like this opening ceremony to the real shit show. This is a real virus. This is the biggest pandemic they've ever had in our times. And I can pull up some articles that share it with you. Well, Dan, you're trying to scare people. No, I'm trying to scare you straight to at least get it through your head. Medications are out there right this second that can help. Can save your family, your uncles, your grandmothers. Florida is one of the most susceptible states to this because our population is so old. And a lot of you guys are hauling us down here right as we speak to escape the boogeyman from your areas. And guess what? The last 5 nights in a row, I live in an area where it's mainly old people. And every night, I've had ambulances coming through every single night. That's a sign. It's a precursor, okay? This isn't me just going, ooh, no. They're coming in droves, and they're getting sick too. So I'm begging you, I implore the governor of DeSantis, I implore and beg you, please meet us. Please meet with me. Please meet with my people. Please understand that they're trying to save Americans. Please get this ivermectin out to Floridians right this second so we can get through this next wave. We've already been through enough hell. I mean, we've been through it. The economy does not need to be shut down again, but we can sure as hell get a prophylactic and early treatment protocol that they have plenty of data that works. 110 countries across the planet have been participating in this trial study, and they didn't get any negative results. Matter of fact, they can show you where the droppings were 60 to 70% of the population from catching the damn virus after they were loaded with ivermectin. I hope that you can share this. You can like, you can comment. If you ever want to check out the podcast, it's called Dan the Messenger. You can Google it anywhere. You can also go to Dan the Messenger Facebook, Hope for Humanity, which is the charity we created in May to help long haulers. Hope for Humanity 2020 is a Facebook page. It's also Hope for number 4 humanity2020.com. Hope for Humanity 2020 YouTube, Dan the Messenger YouTube, Dan the Messenger Instagram. Like it's been out there. I just haven't been pushing it. We didn't have any money, and that's just the way it rolls. You know, we're all fucked right now for money, so I don't expect any miracles. But I do expect some people to start standing up as patriots to say, what can I do to help you, my brother or my sister? How can we help with Hope for Humanity? Well, we can use plenty of help. I could use an army of 1 million, and wouldn't be enough right now to fight what we need to fight to get the FDA and the CDC and all the other organizations, the NIH, to let go of their grasp and to beat down big Pfizer and big pharma from overtaking us with something that's too brand new with no data. And you can be pushing out a generic drug like ivermectin right this second to at least stop the pandemic from getting to the next level it's going to. Because right now, you look at the numbers and it's this way. It's not like it is this way. And with the contagion factor of 2.5 to 3.5, meaning if I got it and I'm active, 2.5 to 3.5 people I can spread it to. And if we're at the 230,000 mark, to start going times 2.5 times 2.5, and you're going to see the numbers just explode. They also stated, the CDC's own website, that they are likely 8 times likely underreported, meaning if you take the 15 million, you times that by 8, you have a better idea of how many people already have the virus. Now there are different strains. Hey, it's just a common cold. Then you got the common cold and you're awesome. Taste and smell, if you lost that, that's your number one sign and symptom that says, oh, this is more than just a normal cold. 30 to 45 days later, you're getting sicker. That's another thing saying, oh, maybe I have more something that's the common cold. If you got it and it hasn't done anything else to you, then this is probably a common cold, and say, thank you, Jesus. Anyways, I pray that we come together as a people. I pray that we get more sensible. I pray that, okay, if you want to say it isn't real, it's going to affect you in the next 60 days, promise you. Aunt, uncle, someone's going to test positive. You're going to get through all the emotions that most of us have already been dealing with. Long haulers, the new ones out there, you're brand new. You're just babies in it. Yes, enjoy your complaining, but you got to get through the denial, the anger, the fear, the sorrow, and become an advocate and figure out what you can do to get yourself better. Fix your immune system that's broken. That's what you need to focus on. Listen to other long haulers. If you are doing it just to get a little bit of Facebook notoriety, social media, great, good. Be an advocate. There's a part of you that are in denial. That's great. I can't help you. Hey, there's water over there. No, it's not water. Okay. But the ones that are going daily to me in my DMs, thank you very much. I want to thank you guys. The ones that are crying to me, like literally crying and saying, what can I do? I'm desperate. Hey, listen, just go watch the videos. There's tons of them down there, and there's tons of documents. I'm getting flooded. Like, I'm overrun by the DMs, and I'm trying because the pleas for help are almost unbearable. And I have to keep my own health here in order, where I'm trying to get through it, fighting the insurance companies, trying to get my life somewhat back to normal, but there is no new normal with this once you've gone through a lot of the worst case scenarios. You're going to find the timeline's been shattered. It's going to be shattered. You're going to find that more and more of the stuff I'm 2 to 3 months ahead of the curve on all this stuff. Meaning, I get the data ahead of time. I also get to see the results, and I also get to talk to other people in these groups, and they're sharing together across the globe. And then eventually the news releases something. I'm going, that's 3 months ago. It's mind-boggling. So I definitely want to seat the table. I definitely want to be on somebody's head. There's a new study that's going to be happening in Miami. I'm trying to get into that. And when it comes to advocacy, I want to be on someone's board. I deserve it. As a long hauler and what I know, I can definitely be. Hope for Humanity's been around since May. We Hope for Humanity 2020. We're legit. We're here to stay. We're an advocacy group. We are here to help. We're trying to get our first office open in Fort Myers, Florida, because that's where my core people are at, and that's where the group is that can really help spread the word locally to save friends and citizens there. We're not going away. Anything happens to me, it's like if the virus does what it does, it does what it does. You got 22-year-olds having strokes. I've told you guys in previous videos I had a stroke, I think like 12 weeks ago. There's a lot of stuff that still goes on, but ivermectin can at least protect frontline workers, protect people that, the kids, the elderly. It's not going to stop what's going on, but it can slow this train down to where the medical community can catch up. So I beg and implore you guys to please share, like, and comment. Please share, like, and comment. That's the only way we can get into the higher algorithms. If 100 likes, 100 shares, 100 comments, we'll start pushing this up. I know you guys, a lot of them are not liking the basic stuff, but I see the views. And then you reach out to me in DMs, which is fine, I guess. Whatever you want to do, you're afraid to be stand up, or maybe you're afraid that you're positive and everyone's going to treat you like a damn plague. But I shared an article last night. Says exactly what I've been saying. Once you have it in your system, it's a sealed system. You're not contagious. You're no longer contagious. You just got the virus and you're getting your ass kicked by it. So stop treating this like the plague. You're probably going to be more safer around someone like me than you will be around anybody else. Because I'll educate you up. I'll get you some of the right stuff you need, and I'll help you boost your immune system so you don't have to suffer like we do. And if you've got it and you got through it and 30 days later you're fine, 2 thumbs up. Great. But if 30 to 45 days later you're getting sick again, start checking yourself and getting yourself to a doctor that knows what's going on. That's all. This is very preventable. This is very treatable. And the earlier it's treated, the better you can get through this. Love you guys. Have a great day. Who only knows what's going to happen after. Every day is an adventure. Every day feels like a year. And then the next day it's like starting all over. Eventually we'll get out of this nightmare. Eventually. And hopefully patriots will stand up and really start spreading the word, because Facebook's, I'm blocked. I can't do nothing. All I can do is a live video and share on my little time. I can't comment, can't like, no groups. They've locked me down. So now you guys can be the virus for me. You can help share the message through this. I love you guys.